different side to the opioid crisis. Tonight we're showing you the victims who really had no choice in their drug dependence.
WAFF 48's Margot Gray looks at a battle to withdraw from opioids being waged in, of all places, Huntsville Hospital's neonatal intensive care unit.
They are truly innocent victims, babies born dependent on opioids. You've heard all about the national crisis, but it's evident right here in the valley, starting with the most vulnerable. Starting life in pain.
There's definitely a distinctive cry. They cry a lot, just excessive crying, just very uncomfortable. They get real trembly, they'll shake. They'll be really stiff. You'll pick them up and their arms and legs are just really stiff, like their muscles don't bend very easily.
These videos taken in hospitals around the country show their suffering up close and are hard to watch. Babies withdrawing from opioids their mothers took while pregnant. I was given access to Huntsville Hospital's neonatal intensive care unit. Pediatrician Dr. Stephanie Israel can describe these symptoms easily because she's seeing them more often.
Years and years ago, we didn't have this in our NICUs at all.
Now, 1 in every 10 babies they treat is suffering from withdrawals from either illicit drugs or those that were prescribed. Nationally, a baby suffering from opiate withdrawal is born every 25 minutes and require a longer hospital stay, costing on average $66,000. When typical babies can leave the hospital the very next day, it's different for those suffering from neonatal abstinence syndrome, or NAS.
Some babies can stay up to a month. So even if you think, that's only 10 babies a month, if they're staying a month, that's about, that's a lot of babies here at the same time.
Which requires extra hands. That's where volunteers called cuddlers like Liz Smith come in.
I've held babies for 3 or 4 hours. Once you get them to sleep after they've been in that kind of pain, you would never consider, if you didn't have to, putting them down.
Smith has been cuddling babies in the NICU for 7 years and has gone through extensive training to comfort NAS babies.
It's the best volunteer gig there's ever been. What could be more important than holding a precious, just the feeling of holding a precious baby and one that's sick.
Her effort and many other volunteers have proven to help in treatment. The other half is weaning these babies off their drug dependence a little bit at a time. And overall, this process comes without judgment placed on mom.
People whose babies we treat, it's not just people on the streets who are, addicted, kind of what you think of addiction, but it can be, it can be your next door neighbor. It can be someone who thought, they got it for dental pain or for back pain. And so just that we all understand and we're supportive of it and we don't, judge the people that we help. I'm hoping now the more attention's brought to it, the more people can be educated, the more mothers can be educated.
Education is one thing, but there is another component to this, and that's intervening when necessary. Medical social workers at the hospital review each case regarding babies born with opiates in its system. If there is a mother with a prescription or on a pain management regimen, then they verify that. Those without a prescription and those that have a child endangerment concern, well, then state agencies are then notified. Reporting Margot Gray, WAFF 48 News.